Well, welcome once again. This is the Doctor of Digital podcast. The purpose of the show is to transform your business and life with education and inspiration. I introduce busy business leaders to trends in business, technology, and marketing to highlight people you should know. Are you worried about the challenges of caring for aging loved ones or maintaining independence as you grow older? In a world where the elderly population is rapidly expanding, the need for innovative solutions in elder care has never been more pressing. But what if there was a platform that could seamlessly provide anything, anytime, anywhere to support both caregivers and those aging in place? Just join us as we explore a groundbreaking approach to one of society's most pervasive challenges. My guest, Don Vetal, brings an unparalleled wealth of experience to the elder care industry. With 25 years as a veteran of the assistance industry, Don has held C-level positions in the three largest global assistance firms, leading their operations across the U.S., Canada, and Latin America. This extensive background, combined with his personal experience as a family caregiver, led to the creation of LyfLynks, a platform poised to revolutionize the rapidly expanding aging marketplace. Don's unique insights, gained from delivering assistance services to over 50 million consumers via major credit card users and Fortune 500 companies, position him as a visionary leader in addressing the elder care gap. His commitment to improving the lives of both caregivers and care recipients make this episode a must listen for anyone touched by the challenges of aging and caregiving. During this episode, we'll take a deep dive into the changes and hot topics of elder care and the biggest challenges and growth. I will leverage the expertise of my guest and how to navigate the unique dynamics of the field. By the end of this episode, you'll be better equipped to know what to do, and I encourage you to contact my guest, Don Vetal, CEO, founder, LyfLynks Inc. And with that, I want to welcome Don to the program. How you doing today?
All right, Mick, thanks for having me.
You bet. So I'm excited to learn a lot about what you do and all things about it. But especially, I'd like to be hearing a little bit about what kind of pivotal story got you into this field in the first place.
Well, I'll tell you, it came from both my professional background as well as some personal experiences I had as a child of an aging parent. So
Okay.
my mom suffered from dementia for a number of years, and my father, who is now 97 years old, both of them lived in Florida. I was traveling literally globally, and my siblings actually lived up north in the Maryland and DC and Pennsylvania area. So we were really challenged in trying to provide any
Sure.
kind of support to mom and dad.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was the chief executive officer for uh, Generali and for AXA Assistance, where I ran the North American
Okay.
region for those groups that was providing active travel assistance and medical support to individuals who were traveling on a global basis. So what I was finding it was easier to arrange a medical evacuation out of Botswana as it was to find adequate support and reliable support for mom and dad living in Florida.
Oh,
So I
wow.
finally decided, you know, I
Yeah.
think this assistance concept in providing a single point of access to coordination and to services was very adaptable to what was developing in the elder care market.
Sure. Well, just in medicine in general, allied health, and especially in elder care, there have been a lot of changes. What kinds of changes have you seen in the course of your experience?
Well, I mean, obviously the population is shifting, and that aging cohort is seeking new solutions out there. And what we're finding is there's a lot of new businesses, new services, new technologies that are rapidly entering the market, and it's only accelerating. but it's very fragmented. And to the consumer, it's very confusing,
Yeah,
and it's very cumbersome in terms of researching, provide, ensuring the quality of what services you're going to
no question.
engage, but also really getting adequate support for yourself, the caregiver, and the family members that
Mm,
enable you to kind of address those things. For me, I think what's really presented out there in say the past 3 or 4 years is
right.
really the growth of this consumer market out there. It's growing by leaps and bounds. I think the last numbers were the overall growth rate is above 13% a year.
Mm,
And these consumers are now, basically have influence over the market. And there are businesses as well as the individual population who are really seeking, new ways to support their aging loved ones.
you kind of referred to it. I'd like to know a little bit more about what are the like hot topics or what hot areas would you say in the industry currently? Because I know there's a lot of changes, but where's the direction now?
Well, I think up until the last 2 years, about 2 years ago, it really started to heat up in terms of that consumer market, but the adaptation of technology towards a solution. So we already know that the number or the ratio of family caregivers to seniors is shrinking
Mhm.
significantly as this population shifts. But I think people are coming to the realization that technology is going to have to play a role in this. And,
Okay.
it's been the, continuing development of technologies such as smartphones and communication capabilities, but also now the introduction of AI into this market that's really going to make a difference.
Yeah, it's been all kinds of things that AI is impacting, influencing. So I'm really curious, and it's a level approach. It's both sort of the caregiver and the care receiver here that's really critical, I think. So, what would you generally recommend that people be thinking about now, and should they be doing?
Well, I think the reality is that the technology today that's available in the market, your smartphones, the ability to order your groceries through Peapod or Amazon, your ability to communicate with family members through text, your ability to locate items and be located on your smartphone, all of those things are coming together. And I think what people need to do is start investigating opportunities where platforms that consolidate these capabilities, that do this kind of virtual consolidation, are really going to provide the level of support and need that you have as your loved ones kind of journey through their own aging process. You may not be utilizing a lot of those services today, but to have that peace of mind to know that you have something available for you that is going to kind of evolve as your needs evolve and is responsive to you and to your families. So I think those are the types of things. I think the other item that you might
Yeah.
want to consider is looking at the businesses and even your employers as
Mm,
providing the types of benefits that impact and support your efforts within the home. We know that the development of benefit programs around so many different areas have grown, even to the point where pet care is now a
right.
benefit that's
Sure.
offered by many employers. Elder care or real elder care services is really only penetrated about 12% of your employer base
Uh-huh.
out there. Uh, and so there are opportunities for you as a consumer to actually look and ask your employers about what benefits they're going to provide. And I think uh, to look at it, I think what you really want to do is look at something that's not just going to give you a referral
Mm,
network. You can do that through Google
sure.
searches that'll
Yeah.
provide you 8 million responses and
Yeah.
options to go for, but something that's actually going to provide the support directly and actually actively assist and coordinate both your communication among your family members, but also your ability to arrange and monitor and ensure the quality of the services that you're engaging.
Sure. And you had mentioned the platform. So I think this is really, I'd like to know more about LyfLynks, to be honest. I mean, that is a platform. So could you tell us more about that platform?
Yeah, so this really stems from the assistance background. So in the assistance world, we provided 24-hour call center operations around the world that responded when, you called the number on the back of your American Express or MasterCard for help. This is really what it provided those consumers was that peace of mind and capability to be able to engage active assistance and support when you ran into a problem while you're traveling. This is the same adaptation within the senior market or the silver economy, where you're provided direct access through our platform, which combines a smart mobile application as well as a call center technology and a curated and peer-reviewed vendor network to provide basically a tool for you to be able to arrange and support yourself, but also to support your loved ones. So it's kind of a dynamic and interesting and unique kind of approach to solve really a solution that or a challenge that is facing 50 million people out there on a daily basis. So this is really an opportunity, and what LyfLynks does is really provide that compassionate voice on the other side of the phone. We call it a
Mm.
tech-enabled human platform. It's not just technology, it's an actual human in the background who is really going to engage with you and engage in solutions that really support your life and the life of your loved ones.
And you had been traveling yourself. So, I mean, that's always thing I'm something curious about too. Like I'm
Mhm.
in Zambezi and mom is in Florida. So
Mhm.
what you're suggesting then is that the services are still available and accessible 24/7 and globally as well, correct?
Yeah, the beauty of platform development is that it is scalable and it has the ability to address the needs of anyone, anywhere, in many different ways. So, the connectivity that's supported by the technologies that are available today, as well as the capability of billing service provider networks on a national and at some point a global level as I did previously, is it's doable and it's something that
Mhm.
we really pride ourselves on.
And could you tell us about the complete suite of services? Because I think you made the point that not everything is necessary at one time, but of course, in the aging population, needs increase. So I'm curious if you could tell us about the services and maybe the full range of what you do.
I don't I really can't answer to all of them, okay? Because again, we'll respond to any need that you come up with. So if you
Mm.
basically call the call center or you put in a request through the mobile app, we will find a solution for you, and we're committed to do that because that's why we exist. But generally, you're looking at things like arranging transportation,
Sure.
uh, arranging medical appointments,
Mhm.
home care services, uh, home maintenance services. Um, we've even had an individual actually request um, the ability to find a geriatric physician in the New Jersey area. So we'll do that research for you, and we'll provide you that response. So it's pretty broad range. There's really nothing we won't do, and I've done this on a global basis through the American Express Platinum Concierge services. So for me, it's anything, as you mentioned it in your kind of opening remarks, anything, anytime, anywhere. We'll find a way to provide that support to
Got it.
you. Our objective is to make your life easier, simplify and organize, and assist.
And so it's anything, anywhere, anytime, depending on what the need is, because like you're saying, you can't anticipate everything. But what you're doing is saying there's a human person who's there, which is really critical, especially because people are stressed and they're very concerned about someone. So they want to hear a human voice who is able to assist them and to walk them through towards a solution.
Yeah, and again, it's that advisory service, but it's the active arrangement as well. So when we identify a provider for the services that you're looking for, we will actually make that arrangement for you. We'll connect you
Mm,
on a three-way call. We'll make sure that the appointment is made. If
see,
it's with your parents, we'll confirm to you through an alert through the app that the individual has arrived and left your parents' home, and
critical.
that will provide you estimates of what their costs are. So it's really a pretty astounding and pretty broad range kind of solution.
Sure is. Yeah, and that's I think what people are looking for, to be honest, right? I mean, they want the technology, but they want the human touch, especially in this type of situation. It's not like you're just ordering Uber. You're getting someone who's you're concerned about and you're not physically there. You can't watch them yourself.
Yeah, so I should mention, Mick, that our focus is really on a B2B kind of
Mm,
relationship. So we're looking to, as I've done in my previous career, to partner with employers, to partner with
mm,
senior housing developers, with insurance companies and others where this service would be made available as a benefit for their core services and capabilities. So as you would call the number on the back of your American Express card,
I
you
see.
will have access to this through your Medicare Advantage program, or you may in fact be enrolled in this as you are investigating senior housing options for mom and dad.
And I could see this as being a real advantage for the job seeker or the person in a position because they'd be going to their company and say, "Hey, this is available. I would like to have this. This would be a great benefit."
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm always amazed that there's only been a 12%
Yeah,
penetration. But I
sure.
will tell you what's coming out in that benefit market is mostly counseling services, modified EAP type services, where they're providing referrals to services and talking with you and kind of working through you, maybe the stress issues, but active support and active capability to actually facilitate communication within the family, engage others in that care, and support the employees so that they feel they have the mobility
Mm,
and the ability uh, and extend their basic capability to do their job and focus on their job and being aware that someone's in the background, LyfLynks, to really support mom and dad.
well, it's really a good place to ask you the kinds of things. Okay, a person is in this situation and they know some loved one in their family needs help. What sort of actionable tips can you provide for them today? How would you answer that?
Well, I think I think there are several things that are available on a retail basis out there. Geriatric care managers exist out there. It's very expensive. It'll cost $100+ an hour for them to provide some support for you. I think there are options through your local government and residential
Hmm.
offerings that you can look at as well. But I would encourage them really to start asking and demanding that their employers start to support them
Yes.
in that realm, and ask the question when you're looking to buy or arrange a service, do they have this overall thing? We're partnering with home health providers as well. We're partnering with many people, but I think if you ask for a more comprehensive solution,
Yeah.
businesses will start to pay attention and start to seek out those innovations.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a really good point. So if a person has heard what you do and what you offer and this platform, how would you recommend they get a hold of you and how do they contact you?
Well, they certainly can go to our website. It's www.lyflynks.com. That's LY, that's two Y's, LYFLYNKS.com. or you certainly can drop a line at our telephone, our call center. It's 301-291-5380, and we'll figure out a way we can help you. As well as don't hesitate. You can contact me directly. I'm on LinkedIn, as well as you can go through my email at dvtel2@lifelinks.com.
Outstanding. I think this is a great field, and you're actually doing a great service for people. So I'm really glad to have you as my guest today and learn a little bit more. And there's a lot more that could be covered, but I really appreciate your time. Thanks for taking some time out today, Donna. Much obliged.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mick.
You bet. So, if you want to hear more great guests like this, I hope that what you're doing is subscribing, sharing, positively reviewing, and telling all your friends and sharing on social media, Dr. Digital Podcast. Because if you learn something like I do, I think every episode is worth it. And of course, that's what I'm hoping that you do. And at the same time, if you want to know more about me and what I do, I'm the idea to author coach, guiding your journey from draft to shelf. I help business leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs break through their obscurity through written presentations, building credibility and authority. That's the idea to author coach on Facebook. Join me there and you can learn more about what I can do. Until the next time, in the next good episode on the Doctor of Digital podcast, this is the Doctor of Digital signing off. Deus Volt.